Hello and welcome to the next session as part of SODA Code 2022 demo days. Traditionally, companies trying to set up a cloud infrastructure might want to experiment and choose one cloud provider for all their use cases. But in most cases, it is not the most optimized and cost-effective approach. The ODA Foundation's multi-cloud platform Strato enables businesses to set up hybrid inter and intra-cloud platforms for their use cases. This talk aims to enlighten these developers and business owners to make them understand about hybrid inter-cloud strategies and how it can be more cost-effective using artificial intelligence. Please welcome on your screens Shivay Lamba, contributor and Meshmate at Layer 5 for his talk on multi-cloud architecture through the eyes of a beginner. Over to you, Shivay.
Hello everyone, welcome to my talk at SODACODE 2022. I'm presenting a lightning talk and the talk title is Multi-Cloud Architecture Through the Eyes of a Beginner. I'm Shivay Lamba. I'm a contributor and Meshmate at Layer 5 and also a contributor at SODA Foundation. So first, let's just get started with what exactly is cloud computing. So we know that we have sort of made a transition from on-premise computing to cloud computing, and today we have a lot of large platforms such as GCP, AWS, and Microsoft Azure, where a lot of companies are hosting all of their different services and all of their entire infrastructure and pipelines using these cloud computing. So we are definitely seeing a huge rise, especially after the pandemic. A lot of companies and businesses have now completely gone virtual and have all of their infrastructure now on cloud. We'll just discuss some of the usual ways in which companies and organizations like to go ahead and strategize their deployment models. So it's primarily of three different types. The first one is a private cloud, where a company or an organization will have set up dedicated resources just for their own purpose or for the organization purpose. And these are dedicated resources just being maintained for the specific organization. It's a lot more secure as compared to other forms because this one is just dedicated, and basically the company or the organization has the ability to customize the security parameters for their own use case. But of course, one of the less benefits is that there is a fixed cost associated with maintaining this, because you are maintaining not only the cost for actually maintaining the hardware that will be required for the cloud, and also of course as you use the services, there's the cost for that. The next one is public cloud. So these include platforms like AWS, GCP, which essentially have a shared platform. That means that there are shared resources that are being used by multiple organizations who are using these. It's open in nature as compared to being so slightly less secure, although I mean, still the security is still really nice. And of course, the benefit over private cloud is that you essentially have a pay-per-use model. That means depending on the utilization or how much you use this specific architecture, you have to pay accordingly. Then coming to hybrid model, and the hybrid cloud is essentially picking up the best of both private and public. That means you basically can combine both dedicated resources and also can use some services that might be from a public cloud offering, and you can combine the benefits of both. But then we come to the point of what exactly is multi-cloud. Well, multi-cloud is the use of cloud services from multiple vendors. That means you're not just limited to one vendor. You're basically using multiple cloud vendors and using services from multiple cloud vendors to optimize performance and also basically leverage the best services that are there, and you can get to actually pick and choose. And some of the benefits of actually having a multi-cloud architecture, the biggest one is that you're not getting into what we call as vendor lock-in, and that what that means is that you're sort of just limited by one vendor, and if there are any surge in costs, or let's say if there is some kind of a downtime that might go or there is an outage with this particular cloud vendor, then you're getting affected from it. By having a multi-cloud architecture, you can basically take multiple cloud providers and you can pick and choose which are the best services that you might want from them, and you can combine them accordingly based on your use case or for your organization, and then you can adopt to the best technologies that you need from one specific vendor, and that enables you to not get into this vendor lock-in, and also is a lot more secure as compared to just having a single vendor being utilized. Then, of course, the question is that what's the main difference between hybrid and multi-cloud? So both hybrid and multi-cloud do offer you the ability to basically integrate with multiple cloud providers. Now, the biggest difference between them is that with hybrid cloud, you can actually combine different types of cloud. So you can combine a private and a public cloud as well, while in multi-cloud, it's usually that you combine clouds of the same type. Now, of course, one of the added like as compared to the multi-cloud with hybrid cloud, when if you're trying to combine, like let's say a private and a public cloud, there are added changes and configurations that you have to make that are not necessarily required when we are using multi-cloud. So that's one of the benefits of actually having a multi-cloud architecture. That's just a little more simpler to actually set up as compared to hybrid cloud. Now, of course, the benefits that you get by choosing a multi-cloud architecture that includes things such as an increased rate of investment, you get reliable architecture as well, and of course, better disaster recovery because you're not dependent on a single platform, and you are essentially having multiple platforms. That means that if one of the cloud providers has a downtime, it's easy to recover the data and then probably transfer it to another platform. So that's what brings us to SODA Multicloud. So what exactly is SODA Multicloud? SODA Multicloud is essentially an open source project that is provided by the SODA Foundation, and it provides a cloud vendor agnostic data management tool for different types of cloud types, including hybrid, inter, or intra-cloud. And essentially the main goal for the SODA Multicloud project is to provide a unified project or a unified interface for supporting block, object storage. And for example, for instance, for cloud, if you talk about like object data management, it will provide a backend manager that is compatible with S3 compliant APIs that can be connected with multiple cloud providers. And then, of course, the main idea or sort of the growth path for the SODA Multicloud project is that essentially, if you talk about the entire architecture about SODA Foundation itself and the various SODA projects, so you can see over here that basically, apart from the main SODA API, and apart from SODA Cloud, SODA Controller, we have the multi-cloud, where basically cloud storage from different types of cloud providers are being provided. And that also basically means that SODA Multicloud allows users to basically manage distributed cloud environments on a single platform. And when we talk about object lifecycle management, that is being provided by the SODA Multicloud, it gives freedom to users to basically manage different type of buckets and objects in cloud using the SODA interface. And they can pick and choose which particular cloud storage provider they actually want to use, as compared to having to choose just one or getting restricted by just one of them. And if you're interested in actually having to how you can contribute, you can contribute by going to the github.com/soda foundation/multicloud. You can also join the dedicated multi-cloud channel on the SODA Slack. And of course, the other thing that I'll recommend is you can look at the user guides for multi-cloud, which provide how you can basically look at how to basically set up multi-cloud in your system, how you can set up object storage mechanisms. There are user guides for those. There are user guides for setting up API keys. So you can refer to this doc section for the user guides in order to get more deeper into how you can use multi-cloud for your own cloud setup. With that, I'll thank everyone for reading this lightning talk. You can connect with me on my Twitter on how to develop on GitHub using Shivay Lamba. But thank you so much for attending my lightning talk at SODA Code, and I hope that you have a really wonderful SODA Code. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that lightning talk on SODA Multicloud. If you've not checked out the SODA Multicloud project, head on over to the SODA Foundation slash github.com/SODA Foundation and check out SODA Multicloud project there. You can join the project and talk to the maintainers on Slack about the same. With that, thank you so much again, Shivay, for that brilliant talk. We're going to end this session. See you in the next one.